Hi guys, my name is KP Bala. Some of you guys know me from my previous videos. So today we're going to be talking about WBAs because I've heard a lot of candidates and I'm having a lot of messages coming through asking me about what is WBA? How can I go about it? Can you tell me a bit more about it? So here it is. So I made a small presentation and a good visual and help you guys. And I just want to say thank you for everyone for being so patient and waiting for this video to come out, and also for liking, commenting in the section below, and all the positive remarks. Really, really I'm grateful for all of you out there. Now, today, let's make and shed some light on the WBA so it makes the path a bit easier. All right, so what is WBA? So as you guys know, the full form is work-based assessment, and it is basically done after Part 2 exam. So first things first, for all those candidates who are starting from the beginning and want to know what a WBA is and kind of plot out the pathway that you're going to be taking, first things first, you got to get your AMC registration done. You got to get it secured by the WADOMS registry. Got to get your primary verification done. And when I say this, guys, please make sure and you remember this. It is your final certificate with internship, if you have one, that they want you to upload on the for the ECFMG verification and for the AMC verification. So you can prepare for your MCQs while you're in internship, but that depends on how taxing your internship is, because that is a very popular question that I do get. So it all depends on how taxing your internship is. But that being said, then you can get your exams right after you've got your fancy degree. So once you've done all your registration, you give your exams and you're basically eligible for limited registration if you have completed AMC Part 1, provisional if you've done Part 1 and 2, and general or if you have done the 1-year rotation after clinical. Now, do keep in mind, this is where it becomes a bit different for WBA. If you've done a WBA, first you get unlimited registration, you secure a job on WBA, and once you've done the WBA, you go straight to general and you skip the provisional. Okay, so that's why a lot of candidates look for the WBA. All right, so then you have the specialist pathway, which is completely different, and we'll not be talking about it today. So what is what? So first, you have your institution that you're getting accredited by the AMC and the ECFMG. You're going to get you're going to go give your AMC MCQ exam. Once you have got the results, you're going to have a decision to make. For me, I personally like to advise all candidates, please, I would look at both options. In fact, I'm a kind of person that doesn't like to bank on, oh, I'm only going to go for WBA and I'm willing to wait for it. It's just not who I am. And currently, as you guys know, I'm very sure a lot of you guys have heard about the pass rate of AMC clinical and all of that. But do keep in mind, the longer you wait unemployed, it also increases the gap in practice, and it does make it harder for you to be hired by the HR team just from the AMC Part 1 exam. So keep that in mind when you do say, you know what, I'm just going to bank on a WBA. And do realize, because it is so, no one wants to take an exam. Let's be honest, no one wants to take an exam. So because of that, you do realize that there's going to be huge waiting lists in hospitals already, because they want to hand vetted the candidate before they get into the WBA program. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's where it changes. So after the AMC MTQ, you can either go for the WBA program if your hospital provides it, and if not, you have to do the clinic. So as you can see, it is for candidates to the standard pathway, not the competent pathway, nor the specialist pathway. Okay, and that diagram is actually from the AMC website. And guys, just a disclaimer here: anything I have on my presentation is from the AMC website or the Opera website. None of it is from outside sources, from blogs. So please keep that in mind. As you can see, this is the WBA program, and this is what they have advertised. So as you can see, you have to first get into a hospital that has the WBA accreditation and has the program. It is not provided in all hospitals. The list of hospitals can be found on the AMC website. Okay, so once you have that, you're going to talk to WBA, the officer that deals with all the candidates, has the waitlist of all the candidates, and see, are you eligible for it? Okay. You basically, if you are, and if you are, if your AMC had, if you are eligible for the WBA and it's been confirmed by the AMC, the AMC will send you a notification of the offer. Okay, so talk to WBA contact officer, and then you express your interest. AMC confirms eligibility. They send you a notification that you're an offer to place for the work-based assessment, and the hospital does that on your behalf when they want to nominate you for that WBA position. Okay, if you've been offered a workplace assessment, then basically you complete the workplace assessment, and if you've been successful with all your assessments, which is your MACAXs, DOPSs, history taking, clinical examination, all of that, and you've completed that, you successfully have completed the program. If you haven't, then you will be asked to sit for the clinical exam. All right. So going forth, as you can see, a lot of candidates get stuck in the first part, which is, are you working in a WBA assessed hospital? There have been more hospitals accredited in the last 1 to 2 years. So that is a positive note and good note for us. So first things first, are you working in a health service with the WBA program? Yes. Contact your officer. As you can see, the other picture was very muddled up. I been able to find a bit more of a simple image. If you're being offered, then your health service nominates you via the AMC WBA portal. And once you've been successful and AMC assesses your eligibility and you've been successful, you will get a formal letter saying that you've been accepted. If you have not been offered, then you are subjected to the clinical exam. As you can see, there is a not option. This is the reason I always encourage all these candidates, please look at clinical exam as well. Start preparing for it, because at the end of the day, as doctors, we're never ever going to stop taking exams. We're always going to be taking exams, so might as well prepare for it. Now, once your health service has submitted once you're accepted, you do the program. And then your hospital submits your results to the WA panel, and then they will tell you if you've been successful or not. If you have not been successful, you have to go back to clinical exam. So this is just like an image that I put together of all the hospitals, like some of the hospitals that are out there. There's a lot more to the list. So don't despair that it's all fitting into one slideshow. So there are more out there. So to recap, the whole thing is that you have to have finished AMC-1. Okay, so all the guys out there, you have to have finished AMC-1. You have to be granted limited registration. So that means you have to be employed by the hospital that does have a WBA program, and you have to have a contract for that period with the WBA program as well. Okay, for the full duration of the program. So this is the actual eligibility on the AMC website, and make sure that you do have the full contract duration on there. Now, do keep in mind, because of the waiting period, there's a lot of candidates interested in this position. You might or may need to do at least 6 to 2 years worth of rotations prior to getting into the WBA. So it's worthwhile noting that it is not a bad idea to prepare for other exams at the same time. What are the domains in the WBA that you're assessed on? Well, you're being assessed on clinical skills. That is your history taking, examination. What are you ordering the appropriate investigations? And what is your clinical judgment? And how are you communicating with your fellow colleagues, your fellow, colleagues, including your nursing staff, your PCAs? How are you dealing with patient interactions? And how are you breaking bad news and all of that? As you can see, that kind of overlaps with clinical, doesn't it? And then are you an effective member of the healthcare? Like, are you doing your part to make improvements in the healthcare? Are you, in terms of public health and clinical settings, Indigenous health, are you being aware of Indigenous health and supporting them and giving the extra support that they need? And how your professionalism and your safety, patient safety, how important it is to you when you manage a patient. Assessment methods, how do they assess you? So you have mini CAXes, which is basically history, physical examination, and your differentials. You have procedure skills, which is DOPS, which is your cannulations and your, certain list of procedures that you will be expected to do. You will not be expected to do very high level, skills such as intubate a patient and all, and put a chest drain in and all of that. So don't get alarmed by the DOPS. They're looking for a safe doctor. They're looking for a doctor at an normal level. Remember that, okay? Case-based discussions when they're complex cases, in their cases, how could you fund with the management? What are the options out there? What is good for you? What is bad for the patient? How could you have done it better? All of that, and you discuss it with your supervisor. You have interim in training reports that are done, and it's done by your supervisor again, and again a 360-degree assessment as well. All right, so as you can see, it is a form of assessments that you will be going through. And so in terms of fees and structure, right, you're doing all of this as a program cost sheet. Yes, so this $1,070 in which you are putting in when you're expressing interest and you want to get into the program. Well, I've been paid to. So these are some of the polling questions I've had candidates shoot out to me. And like I said, I'm all of the questions coming my way. Please do about 3 to 5 business days to get back to you. I am also working, so therefore it takes a bit of time for me to get back to all the queries that come my way. So please be patient. Do you get paid during a WBA? Absolutely. You have an RMO position that you hold, you will be paid for that RMO position. If you're a registrar position that you hold, that is a position you'll be paid for. Okay. Will I need a job before I get into the WBA program? Absolutely. And it has to be a hospital that has a WBA accreditation. Will I need to work? Will I need work experience before getting into WBA program? It depends. If you're able to secure a job in a WBA hospital that satisfies your eligibility criteria, and it depends on the wait list. They might ask you. It's the hospital criteria. They may ask you to do about 6 to 1 year rotations, or even up to 2 years sometimes. It depends on the WBA coordinator of the hospital as well. If I'm PGY1 with London, can I apply? It depends, again, on the hospital that you secure a job in. But yes, if you have, and you're PGY1, obviously once you maybe worked a year, you'll be PGY2 and you might be eligible. So I hope this session was very helpful for all of you guys. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to hit me up. I am more than happy to answer all the questions that you guys have. Put it in the comment section below and I'll definitely get back to you. And I hope this was a helpful link and you guys get an idea of what WBA is and what it's for. It is basically a step towards some registration. It is a step towards getting your registration sorted and so that you could get into fellowship training and train in a specialty that you guys want.